Hello, my wonderful spirit guides. Today, we are going to be reacting to, I always say we, but it's just me. I'm going to be reacting to Rosalía, Rosalía, Alamel Querer. That one, you know the one. Listen, I don't speak Spanish. I did give it a go. I gave it a go. I gave myself like a good few days of trying to learn little bits here and there. And I realised this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. And I want to put my full energy and time into it. And to be honest, I don't have the time to do it. And I don't mean that as like a joke. I don't have the time to do it. I don't. And also, I would want to learn from an actual Spanish speaker and so on like that. It's really hard to do it on an app. I'm not that committed to things like that. If I was to live in Spain, it would be a different story, but I don't, you know, but I did want to try and learn some of the ways of how to say Spanish words, but I still am not very good at that either. I think I'm just a very slow learner when it comes to languages. But anyway, that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to listen to the music and have a good time. So yes, I know that lots of people wanted me to do this. Actually, I was asked to do this before I did the Motomami album. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I loved Motomami. I actually was playing it in the car on the way back from London when I went to London in my boyfriend's car, and he liked it too, and we were like, just like, yeah, it's just got a vibe. It's just, I love the way it feels. I love how rhythmic it is. Anyway, we're not on about that album, but I do love it. Motomami. But yeah, let's get into it. But if you'd like to become a patron, please do. You can watch this video completely uncut. You can join live streams. The next one is going to be Thursday the 14th, 6 PM UK time, and the theme is rock music. And follow me on Instagram, I shall follow you back. I also have a tip jar, so if you don't want to make the commitment of being a patron, even though it's not really a commitment, you can quit anytime you want. But still, if you don't want to become a patron, or you just fancy like giving me a little tip just because you're like, oh, I like that video, you look like you put some effort into it, and thank you for all you do, just send me a tip and I appreciate it wholeheartedly. You can write a little note when you do the tip as well, just to say thanks, or tell me what you think, or what you know, anything you want. Or if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to say anything. But to everyone who has ever given me a tip, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Tips are not for requests unless we speak about it on Instagram. You know, have a conversation with me first, we can work something out, but they're not typically for requests and so on like that. So don't just send me one out the blue, because I'm sorry, but I won't do the request, because I just can't. I wish I could, but I can't just get them all done, you know. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into it. So yeah, I've got the English lyrics up as well, so I'll be doing my best with them. Obviously, some translations aren't exactly how it's meant to be, or whatever. Listen, I'm gonna do my best. Also, on the last video, people thought I didn't like the auto-tune, or thought that I did it just because she thought it was a trend. What I was trying to say is, auto-tune is trendy nowadays, and I'm glad. Like, it's a good thing. Like, I'm not saying she's following a trend and she's like, who cares, even if she was. I'm saying, like, auto-tune used to not be cool back in the day, and now it is. She doesn't necessarily need auto-tune, but that's not the point. She stylistically uses it because she wants to. So I you know, sometimes I get misunderstood, and I totally understand. I get it. I get how easy it can be, because I talk a lot, fast, and sometimes it's all over the place and I don't even understand what I'm saying. So I get it, but just know it's not a problem for me. But yeah, let's actually get into it. The first song is called MALAMENTE. I'm not sure what that means, but let's go for it. I heard that this one's quite different to Motomami, so I don't know what I'm to expect. Okay, I think this is the best we're going to do with the hair. I'm just so hot, and when you put big headphones on and your hair sticks to you, it's like, ugh, cringe central. Right, let's start. MALAMENTE. I like that.
Que se rompía la luz del descansillo. Malamente. Sí, sí. Malamente. Sueño que estoy andando por un puente que la acera. Malamente. Sí, sí. Malamente.
I love her voice. Malamente. Malamente. Also like the little clappy sounds. I really enjoy that. Oh, do you know what's weird? Because it is like Motomami, but it's also different. I don't know. But I thought it would be like loads different, but it's not. It's still rhythmic, simple, and the vocals still shine in the way they're meant to. Maybe it has a more of like a kind of feeling, like a more of like a ooh, maybe R&B like feeling to it, maybe. Yeah.
Malamente. Aunque no esté bonita, la noche de los corales. Después déjame salve, me iluminen, me guarden. Y por delante, nunca volver a pensarte.
Yes.
Malamente. Así sí.
It's crazy.
Mira.
When she sings up, like, you know, in a higher range, she sounds like so young. Like, and she probably is, but like, I'm just saying, she just sounds so, it's like Disney. Like, I think I said before, a bit of a Billie Eilish tone to it, bit of Billie Eilish always sang with a pushed tone. But then she goes, Malamente. And it's like she adds 10 years to her vocal in a good way, So it's like, da 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 da, yeah. And it's all like cute. And then Malamente. It's kind of, no, you can't come in this way. I open my window for once. I never open my bedroom window and my cat is meowing at, trying to get up in it. Absolutely not. I'm probably going to see him in a minute with his head poking through. There are other entrances. It doesn't have to be this one. He'll come in here and he will cause trouble. He'll knock things over, start climbing under things, on top of things, meowing at me. No, he's not allowed in my bedroom. I know that sounds mean, but he's a savannah cat and they're wild. They don't just chill out. They do, but most of the time they don't. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, I like how she could change her voice like that, you know, from that kind of sweetness to the sexiness. Nice, I love it. It's got like a real like, it's just like low key, completely low key, and I really like that. It's just got like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Oh, very good. I'll have a look at the lyrics in English. So I'm just going to read what it's about. The lyrics, I've read them in English, but I don't know what's right and what is wrong. So I'm just going to go on this bit and see what someone has said. It says the song has symbolism and references to Romani and Andalusian culture. Malamente deals in general lines about bad omens and how they can trigger other consequences in one's life. That's cool. And Rosalia herself has said, it's a premonition, this moment when you know in the beginning of the story how it's going to end. But even then, you go and do it. I was trying to compose a song everybody could understand, doing experimentation with electronic sound, but also connected with my roots and flamenco. It's combining these worlds. Cool. Yeah, so she says flamenco, and I saw other people say flamenca. But is it flamenco or flamenca? Because she said flamenco and I always thought it was flamenco. But then I saw people telling me it's called flamenca. So can someone tell me, is it flamenco or flamenca, or are they the same thing, or do they mean different things? Is flamenca a dance style and flamenco's the music style? Don't even let me do this. You have to tell me because I'm being stupid. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. So, and also it's interesting because it's like the first song and it's about like bad omens and believing in things and believing things to be good but they end up bad or whatever. And it's like, as she said, this moment when you know in the beginning of the story how it's going to end, but even then you go and do it. So you think of like this being the first song and she's in the moment where she's like, oh, this could get bad, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, is it going to run down the theme of that? I don't know, but I am interested. Okay, next song is called Ku no salga la luna. Ku no salga la luna. I think I did that one okay. Okay, let's do it. Or Quer no, or Quer. Or is it Quer? Quer no salga la luna. Let's do it. Oh, yes, I love it. So golden and red. Wow, it feels so busy. Like a busy market. Wow. It feels so alive. Also, how simple that is, just to have a played throughout basically the whole song, nearly. And that's it. And you know, and then all the rest is just like environmental sounds and drowned sounds and clarity. So, you know, it was all drowned, and then that like strumming guitar just like built clarity, and it went all golden the way I saw it. And then like other voices coming in, layers of voices, different things she's doing. It's really a beautiful platform for vocals. The music stays on this like kind of simple structure, whilst the vocals are going everywhere, almost like a drone. So she could do what she wants. She could be free in her vocals. There's no limitations to what she can do. Yeah. So beautiful. Oh my god, I love it. Wow. Totally lose yourself in that. I love that. I think that's my favourite song from any Rosalía song I've heard. I do. I just think it's so beautiful. And how? That repetitive sound, how is that so good? Like, how do you not get sick of that? There's some magic in there. Also, the imagery, I could see so many things. First of all, I could see her in like a sort of like a Spanish home, you know, made out of stone and so on. And she's all alone singing, and then like it's all drowned out because all of the outside world feels very busy and alive, but she's on her own in her like room, just like, I don't know what she was doing, but just sort of like getting ready to go out. And then as it came towards the end, I saw her in like this really glorious church, almost like a cathedral. And she had like this big red kind of like veil on as she was like praying. And it almost became sort of like a little bit religious, in a sense that it felt like some sort of rebirth or baptism or something, like she's going to, I don't know, express her, like, not say her prayers, but almost ask the Lord for something. You know, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not, this is just kind of how I saw it. Yeah, and then there was like all like the male voices, female voices, all the habab, felt like family in a way. But also, yeah, I don't know, maybe I should look into what it's actually about, and it'll probably be nothing to do with what I saw, but I can only tell you what I saw. Que no salga la luna, or May the Moon Not Rise in English, describes the scene of a wedding. That's cool. So, you know, seeing a big cathedral church with a veil, that's not far off. I know it was a different context. And there's family. There's family involved. You know, I wasn't far off. And she was getting ready in her house alone, like the bride would. Well, she might be with friends and family, but you know, I feel like I was a little bit close. I'm not pulling at strings too much. But anyway, sung from the perspective of the groom. That's cool. Part of Rosalía concept album El Melquera, Que no salga la luna, reinforces the bad omens plaguing the beginning of a relationship in Malamente, and foreshadows the groom's future imprisonment of his wife in De Acu no Sales. De Aquai no Sales. Interesting. So Rosalía has said, this song is about commitment and that feeling you get when you get in a relationship with somebody. Sometimes you lose something of yourself in the process. It's the dark side of getting engaged. It's something beautiful, but at the same time, there's another part, right? Wow, yeah, losing, you know, when you've been single for a long time as well. And when you do get in a relationship, it's true. You have to make so many compromises that you do have to kind of, we don't even mean to, but you do start losing aspects of yourself. And sometimes that could be for the best. Sometimes there are things you won't miss, but maybe it's not the right person if you're losing things that you are the core of who you are. You have to be like basically willing to lose what isn't too important to you, but never lose the things that make you you. If your partner doesn't want you drinking 3 times a week, but you used to do that when you're single, maybe you could just go, you know what, maybe I'll do it like twice or once, you know what I mean? There are sacrifices you have to make, but if someone says, I don't like when you dye your hair too many colours, fuck them, because that's you, that's who you are. But yeah, that's going on a tangent. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I didn't realise it was all going to be a concept. I mean, I had a feeling it might, but I'm so glad it is. Okay, and the imagery I got wasn't that far off, was it? A wedding, family. That's about it. But yeah, let's do it. Next song is called Pienso en tu mira. Pienso en tu mira. Okay, let's do it.
Sonriendo pa la calle, palito que te sale. Y del aire cuando pasa.
Wasn't expecting that. That's a thick sound. Ooh, the echo. The reverb. The backing, like, I love it. It's like my favourite bit. It just makes it so spacious. Nice, okay. Probably my least favourite so far, but that's because I really liked the first 2. That one was nice. They were like, I really liked when it changed up a little bit. You know, when I was like, oh, that's cool, I love this bit. I like that it did that. If it didn't do that, I probably would have gone, I don't love the song, but that made me actually kind of like it. And I really do like the ooh and the that has happened on all the songs so far. It's like being like a hype man, you know, being like, hey, 1, 2, 1, 2. You know, it's got like a hip hop element to it. And an R&B element to it, which I really enjoy, and it's nice because it's like, it's different when you hear it with her voice and hear it with this type of sound and so on. I don't know what it was, I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I do want to see what the lyrics say, because maybe it'll change my mind a bit. In this 3rd chapter, dedicated to jealousy and based on Rosalia's own personal experiences, we move to the rhythm of various musical styles, flamenco, hip-hop, and urban pop. And I said hip hop, that's what I said. I could feel it. And I could feel the different like genres within it. But yeah, I wasn't in love with it, but it did sound more personal. Her voice was on a level that was more almost like speech level, as if she's just talking. She's very alone in the moment. It's like a thought, rather than being like, hey. I like that. That was cool. Rosalia said, it's thinking about your gaze. This was a song that started from a sample of Bulgarian voices. I did the bass line on an island in Spain, El Hierro. I was so inspired in this place. Oh, that's nice. I love that. But yeah, I love that. I think about your gaze. Your gaze is a bullet pinned to the chest. I really feel like sometimes the lyrics with songs like that can make the difference. So if I understood them, it would make a hell of a difference. That's the only problem with sometimes, you know, listening to music in a different language. Whereas sometimes I like not knowing what the lyrics mean, because then I can just listen to the music and the feeling and I don't have to think about it too much. But sometimes when it's a song that is very lyrically, the lyrics are the most important part, it's hard to vibe with it because I don't know what she's saying. So I'm glad that people have translated it for me. Yeah, I think I want to listen to it again and read the lyrics through at the same time and see what I feel then, because it'll probably be 100% different. But anyway, moving on, we're only on song 4 now and I've been recording for half an hour. It's the one that I said earlier, the Acai no Sales. The Acai no Sales. Oh my god, I would never not laugh when I try and pronounce these things. I don't know what I sound like and it's just probably so cringy. Oh, she sampled the voice. Ooh. This one has so much like atmosphere. Genius. Oh my god, it's so good. That was really good. I love it. See, I'm back. I'm back. That was so cool. It had like such a cool feeling, and she sampled her vocal at the start. So she had the auto-tuned whatever she did, and then repeated it and broke it and, you know, repeated it and then sang on top of that. So she really had to technically get this one right, you know? It was just so smooth and well done. Then you got the brum, and then she sampled the like motorbike engine sort of sound, and then like a little siren came in, and then the giving it that. It's a dance moment. You've got to dance to that moment. You have to. Whew, gosh, that was cool. That was, see, that's really nice that she changed it up. And it's really cool to come off the last one. That was more like, you know, serene and personal. This one had a bit more edge to it, bringing you back. In De Acai no Sales, chapter 4 of El Malquera, Rosalía describes a dispute between a couple, the physical violence that is recounted, a manifestation of the Malquera. Sorry, I got hair in my mouth after all that fanning about. But anyway, I love how I go from being like to, oh, got hair in my mouth, like a complete goofball. Malquera, brackets, meaning bad love, that gives the album its name is a consequence of the jealousy alluded to in the previous song, Pienso en tu mira. Throughout the video clip, Rosalía can be seen sinking on motor oil and sinking deeper and deeper as a metaphor for the entrance into a toxic relationship. Ooh, that sounds good. Rosalía has said, it's the most aggressive part of the record and one of the most risky. I wanted to use the motorcycles in this song with this crazy rhythm that combines chapters 3 and 4. Khalid told me he liked this song. I would love to do music with him. Nice. It is cool. Yeah, so it had to be kind of aggressive to resemble the pain that she's trying to portray. Sad, very sad. But anyway, next song is called RENIEGO. RENIEGO. Right, let's just do it. Cinematic. Wow. Cool. that.
Como el reniego. Como el reniego.
Wow. That was a phenomenal piece of music. Wow. The vocals and the music were dancing together. They were dancing. They were in unison. They were connected. And no, just so fluid. So yeah, you can't really argue with me that that doesn't have sounds from India, from, you know, Arabia and so on. You can't, because it does. And of course it might be flamenco. It definitely has an influence. It does. There's no fucking telling me different, because and I've learned about Middle Eastern music and ways of singing in university, and there's a lot of that going on, and it's gorgeous. And obviously it's in the flamenco way, I understand that, flamenca way, flamenco, whatever, and you can hear that, and every time it stopped, I was excited to hear the next one. I was like, oh, and it felt like they were just so joined. It felt like a character in the song. The music had a personality. And it was almost like watching a movie, when like an old school movie, when like the character would be like walking, creeping, and then the music would go, and then I'll stop like, you know, it had like movement with it. It personified, had personification. This is a tribute to Cameron de la Isla, one of Rosalia's biggest inspirations. Okay, it says here, it's a traditional melody from flamenco. Spanish singer Cameron was singing with an orchestra. He created the arrangement. I think it sounds very magical. Oh, so it's a cover. Well, she did it very, 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 very well. It was beautiful. I loved the way it felt. It felt old-fashioned. It felt old, like I said, an old movie. Wonderful. I really loved that. All right, next one was called PRESO. Okay.
Bueno, yo por amor, bueno, hasta bajé el infierno, pero bajar bajé, ¿eh? Bajar bajé. Te das cuenta cuando sales, piensas, ¿cómo he llegado hasta aquí?
Ooh, okay. So that was just an interlude. I'm interested in what it was about. PRESO, Cap 6 Clausura, is an interlude with Querer. The track only lasts 41 seconds and is the only one in the album not starring Rosalia's voice. Instead, it is a short monologue by Spanish actress Rosy de Palma. PRESO is a look back at a toxic relationship and a reflection on how these relationships trap you and don't allow you to see clearly. It continues with the central theme of Querer. Rosalia has said, you can hear Rosy de Palma's voice. She's an iconic actress from Spain. You can feel the experience in her voice. It's heavy, you know? It is. So, okay, carrying on the theme, love it. All right, so now we're in basically the second part of the story. We've had the interlude and now here we go. Baghdad. Finally, a name I can say, Baghdad. Let's go. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Okay. I love that.
Salía del Bagdad, pelo negro oscuro. Pasaban, la miraban sin pena. Bajita, llama pan, el cielo norte. Junta la palma y la separa, y la separa, y la separa.
Cool, that was really interesting. I love the way that like big kind of drum came in with the boom, 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 like a kind of subby sort of kick, subby bass drum sort of sound, kick drum, I'm not sure. It was so bassy, it almost felt like boom, like it could be like any of the drums with a fuckload of bass on it apart from like a snare or like a, you know what I mean, cymbal. But I love it when that drum came in because it felt so out of nowhere and it deepened it, and then with her higher vocal on top just made it so gorgeous, like the beautiful blend of like the deep and the high, just wonderful. Also, I love that she, you know, kind of covered a bit of Crimea River, so random but iconic. I love it. Obviously it probably makes a lot of sense to the song, which I'll probably find out, maybe some sort of cheating situation, I'm not sure. But that was cool. I felt like that had a feeling where I wish I knew the words as I listened as well, because I felt like she sang them again in that very personal style. But I'll have a look. Chapter 7 of the album takes its name from a famous nightclub in Barcelona. I've been there. I have, right, after all of it, and I can't speak Spanish, but I have been to Barcelona. I actually went to Barcelona to see Lana Del Rey. Nightclub in Barcelona, and represents the descent into hell of the protagonist of the story that El Malquera unfolds. Although the artist herself has confirmed that the title of the song refers to a place in Barcelona, Baghdad is also a city of the East, capital of Iraq, cradle of Western civilization, and massacred, looted, and destroyed for many years until today. This is English and I can't read it. Etymologically speaking, the name of the city comes from Persian and can be translated as the gift of God. Let's see what Rosalía has said. I was very inspired by an erotic club in Barcelona called Baghdad and by Crimea River by Justin Timberlake. He heard the song and said, yes, you can use the melody. I was so excited because he never approves anything. Oh, that must have felt nice. Obviously, Justin is a little bit problematic, but that song slays all day. Di mi nombre. I feel like I said that quite nice. Di mi nombre. Too many blah-blah-blahs? Or is it nombre? Too many, or is it all right? You tell me. You're the expert. Let's do it. Ooh, ooh. Yes. Ooh. I like those chords. Ooh. I love it. So beautiful. I love the feeling. Nombre. Just trying to get the word right. Nombre. Oh, sounds so emotional. I love the way she sings that. Wow, that one had something really quite powerful about it. Again, it had a emotional feeling. Emotional. Like, it had like this beat that was like this, but it had something a little bit like pained inside of it. I could be wrong, but I felt it. And again, whereas that one sounded like very personal and whatever, but it sounded a mix of like both personal and keeping with the story of someone else. I don't know, it was like a nice blend, and it had like a nice, do you know what? It was a nice blend of every genre that has been on the album, I feel. Maybe I'm crazy, but I felt it. I loved it. Di mi nombre. So, Di mi nombre in English is Say My Name. Is the third single extracted from Rosalía's second album. This is chapter 8 called Ecstasy. out of the 11 that El Malquera contains. As the artist herself explained in her social media, it's a song based on the traditional tango melodies of La Repompa de Malaga. Malaga. Oh my gosh. Melodies of de La Repompa de Malaga. Because it's got an accent on the A. Malaga. Okay, right, anyway. The song premiered on October 30th, accompanied by a video inspired by the painting La Maja Vestida by the Spanish painter Francisco de Goya. Okay? Rosalía has said, it's a very flamenco vibe, very traditional, but the structure is very pop. I agree. Yes, and I said it felt like it had a mixture of all the sounds. It's about this connection between two people, this sexual moment. The lyrics, say my name, I'm such a big fan of Destiny's Child. It's paying tribute to all these artists I heard when I was a teenager. That's so cool. I love that. Bringing in artists like Justin Timberlake, Destiny's Child, they're all both of the same era. So that's cute, I like that. All right, next song is called Nana.
Del cielo venden zapatos.
Chills.
Nadie a ti te ha contado
Giving me Imogen Heap.
que ningún sueño y tiene dueño.
Beautiful. Beautiful notes. Wow, you know, I don't know if I'm being crazy here, but it felt like she was singing to someone on the other side, you know, like a ghost. With the Imogen Heap, I always call them Imogen Heap kind of vocal because I remember spin me round again. And it was like the first time I'd really heard that type of vocal be used with all like the different layers and the kind of organ kind of sound to it. But anyway, in this song, it made it sound like she was singing, but also like a ghost was singing with her. And there was a moment where it was a more mature vocal, and it sounded like the mature vocal was like singing from beyond the grave, from like, you know, beyond the veil. Yeah, and she was just singing and it felt very comforting and it actually made me quite emotional. Felt like it could just be something like ancestors or a grandma or, you know, someone she looked up to that had passed away. And maybe I'm being crazy, but it felt there's something like supernatural about it. But I'll have a look. Okay, so it's actually the 9th chapter of El Malquera, entitled Nana, is about conception. So actually not death, actually is about life, the beginning of life. Rosalía secludes herself in a sad emotional space, having conceived an unwanted child from a toxic love. Very sad. The song is composed of 2 other lullabies. The first 2 lines of the verse belong to Alla Poeta del Cielo. And the last 2 come from Duérmete, Niño Chico. Duérmete, Niño Chico by Encarnación Marín La Salago. I'm trying my best. I actually am. Well, okay, so this is a traditional flamenco melody used when you have a child you're trying to make fall asleep. So that's where the voice, you know, I said it's like a mothering voice, a very calming, gentle voice. And I felt like it came from beyond, you know, the veil. But maybe it's just like to a baby, it all sounds like wah, 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 you know, like a little bit different. And a mothering voice coming through, singing the baby to sleep as the baby drifts off. Kind of makes sense. I was very inspired by what James Blake does. The space and the production he uses in his songs. I feel like in 50 years, people in universities will study him. Oh, so she's a fan of James Blake. That's amazing. I reacted to James Blake. So if you want to check that out, it's on my channel. Yeah, it is a James Blake feeling to it. I didn't even pick up on that at the time, but certainly so. Oh, okay. That one really was, yeah, it like caught me a little bit. Okay. Maldition. Maldition? No, I don't know. Let's try. A little bit different here. I love it. Wow. Is that from a video game? Wow. Interesting. Okay, so I didn't love that one, but I did not like it. It was nice. I think again I wanted to know what the words were, but there was interesting parts in it, and there was interesting imagery I got. Don't know if you know what a passion fruit flower looks like, but I could see one in the sky, like in the clouds, and it was like every time she sang, it was like the flower was singing. So you can imagine like the little bit that comes, the little, I'll look it up, I can't remember what it's called. But the bit that comes out of the bud is like kind of like, I don't know, it's just like the flower was personified and it was like it was singing. And that was kind of interesting to see, and I liked that. You can see a lot of in the sky sort of stuff, like shining like sunlight through clouds and stuff. It was all very up in the sky. So nothing like too unusual. It was quite like straightforward. I'm very, very, very interested to know what it's about. Like I said before, once I know what it's about and I can read the lyrics with it properly in my own time, I'll probably change my mind about it. But I didn't not like it. I just was like, okay, cool. It was nice. I liked it. Rosalia approaches the end of the album talking about the duality of love, which on the one hand gives you joy and on the other hand does not come without suffering. These verses are probably the ones that give the album its title, El Malquera. So there you go, it shows it's a very lyrical song. You got to listen and follow. Rosalia says, we'd been working with Pablo on a production and composition for 1.5 years, and I didn't like it enough. Then this Arthur Russell sample, I think it's perfect in this moment. Okay, that's cool. Nice. So yeah, coming to the end of the story of this toxic relationship and so on. Now it's a last song. So I'm very interested in what this will be like. Let's go for it. A ningun, hombre. I said it okay. I like this already.
Ya que fuiste carcelero, fuiste carcelero. Tatuarme en la piel tu inicial, porque la mía voy a tatuarme
That's
en
cool.
la piel tu inicial.
She's really powerful here.
Recordarlo toda la vida. Me hiciste un día.
what a short little ending. I love how powerful she was there. I wonder if that had meaning to it, because she was like da 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 rather than the da, you know. So yeah, Rosalia has said the last song of the record is the first I composed. Pablo was very excited by it, and we saw that we sound good together. So I was like, let's do the entire record together. It's about power, the power of a woman. Brilliant. And the lyrics, I saw a little bit, it said, I don't consent to any man, that he may dictate my sentence. Only God can judge me. Only to him I owe obedience. Until you became my jailer, I was yours, companion. Yeah, so that sounds interesting. Like her husband was, you know, her jailer, the one that was trapping her. But until then, she was his companion. They were equal, but then he ruined it. On my skin, I'm going to tattoo your initial because it's mine to remember forever. What you did to me one day, what you did to me one day. On my skin, I'm going to tattoo your initial because it's mine to remember forever and remember all my life what you did to me one day. Normally, you would want to forget about someone doing that, but she's saying, I will never forget. I'm powerful now because of what you did to me, you know? And I think that is powerful. It's brave, it's strong. Wow. I can't wait to really get into the lyrics. I didn't want to read through all the lyrics properly during this because, number one, it would take a very long time and I have a very bad back. And number two, I'm worried that not all the lyrics are correct and I would get it all wrong. So I didn't want to like fall into too many mistakes. But I have to say, I don't know. El Mal Querer. I kind of think I like it more than Motomami. I don't know. I think I need to listen to Motomami again later on or something, or like over the weekend and compare, because there was something about this one that felt, I don't know, I can't explain it, homely. Like I felt like at home with it. And Motomami had more of like an outward feeling. It was more, even though she had personal songs on Motomami, very personal actually, it felt bigger in a way, whereas this felt more homely. And maybe that's because there was even more flamenco in it, making it very, you know, tight and closed into her origin. But then Motomami had lots of flamenco moments too that were very the same. How am I meant to choose when they both have different qualities about them that are amazing? Let me know what your favourite is. I know it might be hard, but let me know. I want to know, or even if you can't pick, tell me what you like about each, because I want to know. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed reacting to it, and I'm so glad I finally got around to it. But yeah, please do like, subscribe, leave me a tip, comment, because I love reading your comments. Follow me on Instagram. I shall follow you back. And yeah, I shall see you next time. Bye. It's broken. I'll do it properly. Bye.